Hello, my name is Caitlin Sinclair Chappelle with CBR. We are here at San Diego Comic-Con, and I am lucky to be joined by the cast and creators of Little Demon. Thank you guys so much for coming to talk with us today.
Thanks for having us. So happy to be here.
I want to start off with the Antichrist. I want to start off with Lucy. I would love to know, this is such a unique take on the Antichrist type of character. What was your favorite thing to explore in Little Demon and with your character?
Well, the Antichrist in our version of it is a 13-year-old girl who recently, is going through puberty and dealing with, a broken family. And so I really liked how kind of close to home you could take it, and that we were using it as a metaphor for real growing up. And I think that it's really fun to be all crazy and then take it down and sweet and sincere. So we were able to deal with both of those aspects of the character.
And speaking about the family aspect, Aubrey, I'd love to talk about the type of mother your character is. She is complicated. She is messy. Of course.
Take the mic.
She can use both. Yeah. Jesus. There we go. I would love to know, what was your favorite thing to explore with such a complicated mother figure in the show?
I love that we are normalizing paganism. Laura is a pagan. She's a witch. She's jacked. She's got to protect her daughter from demons, and she's got to get her house in order. And so the combination of that is really fun. What was the question?
What was your favorite thing to explore with her?
Oh, I just love, being a single mom is really tough, especially when monsters and goblins are knocking at your door and trying to kill your daughter pretty much every day. So I think it's just really fun. The adrenaline, the stakes are really high, and man, I just can't get enough of it.
And of course, love to talk to the dad, love to talk to Satan about
Yes.
Yes?
Yes,
Satan.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well,
I would love to know, you're not just playing Satan and a father in this show, you're getting a chance to collaborate with your daughter on this. I would love to know what that experience was like.
That's a special thing.
Yeah.
The fact that it's in the family that Lucy's producing and also starring in it, and with all these wonderful people around me. But so I really enjoy working with Lucy. We always have. And in this instance, as Satan, it's really wonderful to see, our relationship. I really want to be with her all the time as a real dad, anyway. And in this situation, I picked a really, really wonderful, sexy, outrageous, smart woman to have my baby with, and I just feel so wonderful that she is understanding and allowing me to be with my daughter and have a relationship, even though she's hidden her from me for 13 years. And but now I feel like I'm on the mend.
You're on
Let's
the
put
mend.
it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shifting over to our creators, I gotta know, what inspired you guys to come up with this idea and make the show?
You start.
Okay. Yeah, no, so the show started as this idea about this woman that had a cursed womb. And, once she had sex, she basically would give birth to the Antichrist. And we decided to propel that story to a different place where it was actually starting at her giving birth to the Antichrist. And she had this tryst with the devil. And at first, she was even younger when we first came up with the idea. It flash forwarded to 5 years later. But we eventually found that 13 was the best place to kind of center the story, just because it was the most thematically rich area to kind of go into.
And we're just all huge horror nerds, everything from I don't know, Village. I haven't thought about Village of the Damned. I don't know why I thought of that one, but whatever. Suspiria, Revenge, 2017's Revenge, great one. And we found that a mother-daughter relationship when daughter's a teen, and puberty and broken family, all those things lent themselves really well to the horror genre, which we love so much.
I'll wrap this up. The tag on top of that is that also we love the concept of putting it into sort of that sitcom style, but still having it feel grounded, even though we go to such crazy other worlds, but making sure that it's still within the family dynamic. It's really always about them. But we just found like somehow having that in the comedic and horror world would just be such a really fun blend. And so everything's just sort of married really well together, especially when we got them.
Absolutely. And Dan, I would love to know for you as an executive producer, what hooked you in when when Little Demon was first brought to your attention?
What'd you like about it? I mean, I definitely liked what the kids back there. I call everyone under 50 kids. When they came to me with this project, what I liked hearing was the idea that mother-daughter relationships had not really been explored successfully in animation for adults, exploring that dynamic. And it was and obviously I had never explored that either. And if I did it by myself, that would be kind of Dan-splaining, I think they would call it. So we had this team back here ready to dig into that subject matter, and I thought it was just a really cool idea. I like the idea of Aubrey's character being this woman that's been defined by her occupation for so long, which has been running from the devil, but now she's a woman that at her age has to start her life all over, and has to form a new relationship with a daughter that before this was just, she was a job, and now she's becoming her own thing and no longer needs her protection so much as she actually needs to figure out, she needs all kinds of guidance. Yeah, so I that's what I was attracted to about the project. And, working with the penguin. I'd be a liar if I said that wasn't a big.
I would like to talk a little bit more about that family dynamic. For all three of you, what was your favorite thing about exploring this very complicated family dynamic we have between the mother, the daughter, and Satan? It's not a traditional family.
Well, for me, it was a big surprise that, first of all, that my offspring was a girl, and so dealing with that, it was like that was big. I was very happy though, because I understand that now is the time of the woman, and anything I can do to make it synergistic. And what I would really like is for it to all mesh together and be a family. From the bottom of my heart, I feel that way. So.
Well, I kind of enjoy the fact that Chrissy's character is really she really has a love-hate relationship with both of her parents, and that feels very real to me for a 13-year-old girl. And I love what Darcy, Seth, and Kieran have presented as these scenarios where she's just trying to be this normal girl going through her middle school days, wants friends, wants to go to a party, but then is thwarted by, this force, which is, her father and then her mother. And, there's this triangle happening in between that. So dealing that sort of trying to, for a girl to be telling a story of a girl to be I'm trying to make my own path, but then I am still being held back by what is, my nature, and that's, my parents, and I'm trying to learn who I am through them as well and teach them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Now you say something, don't be weird.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an HR department?
Yeah, I can get them on contact.
I like Laura and Satan's relationship because Laura, she plays it really tough. She's got to be tough. The demons are coming at every corner, every turn. But I think deep down inside, she loves Satan, and it's a love story with the family. But also, I think as the layers get peeled back, you realize, wow, maybe they should be together.
I think you're onto something. I'd be down to see it.
That was very professional. Thank you.
Very professional.
Could do that all the time.
You get a sticker.
And wrapping things up, I would love to know, you've touched on how you all are big fans of horror. What do you think about working with horror? Or what does animation lend itself to when you are playing with horror? What can animation do that maybe live action horror cannot do?
Yeah, well, I can just start this off by saying, and the last live action thing we made, when we were exploding a head, it took us a whole day to get that explosion. But when you're in animation, and sure, it takes time to draw, but you can explode as many heads as you want.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the primary difference, because we were working in live action. This is like our first venture into animation. And, there are limitations in animation too, which we've discovered, because everything, takes time and effort from like a lot of talented artists. But yeah, where our imaginations can really run free on this larger level in a lot of ways that we weren't able to do in live action. So that's been really, really cool.
Yeah, fortunately or unfortunately, because there's lots of stuff in all these brains.
And if someone's a ghost, there's a button you can lower it. You could just, yeah, you just dial it. You can do it like it's in Photoshop. Make them a ghost.
Exactly. You can add horns on them. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I'm not sure if I have anything else to touch on, but yeah, I think we've covered it. That's it.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to us today. Again, I've been Caitlin Sinclair Chappelle with CBR at San Diego Comic-Con. Please check out Lil Demon. It was such a fun show to watch, guys. I'm so excited for the rest of the series. Of course.
Pee pee poo poo. Pee pee poo poo. Pee pee poo poo.